It can get really confusing when you're trying to manage access for other users in your Google Analytics property. There are different accounts, properties, different levels of access that you can give to other people. So, in this video, I'm going to simplify everything for you so you don't have to worry about anything. We are going to cover what are the differences between accounts and properties. Then I'm going to show you how you can add users in your account level and your property level. And if you want to remove someone for whatever reason, how you can do that. So first of all, what are the differences between Google Analytics for accounts and properties? To make things simpler for you, I have divided all the categories into 5 different sections. The first category is the purpose. One Google Analytics account can have more than 100 properties, whereas role of the property is to contain the data and analytics of one particular website or account. You can think of one Google account can have a lot of Google Analytics accounts. However, one Google Analytics account can have more than 100 properties, but one property can only have one particular website's data in it. So if you're going to add a user in Google Analytics account, they will have access to all the properties that you have inside that Google Analytics account. However, if you give someone access to only one Google Analytics property, they are going to be limited to that particular property. For most of the businesses, you are just going to have one Google Analytics account and one property unless you have multiple businesses running or you have more than one subdomains. Now let's discuss what are the different levels of permission that you can give to someone when you are adding them into your Google Analytics account. There are mainly 5 different permission levels. You can add someone as an administrator, editor, marketer, analyst, viewer, or you cannot just give them access to anything on your account. There are different reasons for having different access to everyone. For example, if you give someone admin access, they can control who they want to add in your Google Analytics account and specifically any properties. They will have permissions to delete anything. They will have the permission to restore anything in your Google Analytics account. So if you give someone access to your account, they can do anything that they want on your Google Analytics account. So when we are working with third-party people, we just want to make sure that we never give them admin access. However, we can give them editor, marketer, or analyst access depending on what task they are doing. If you are hiring someone for configuring Google Analytics, you can give them editor access. However, if you only have someone who is playing a role as a marketing person, you can give them analyst or marketing access. The difference between marketing and analyst is pretty straightforward. Marketing person can create audiences, manage settings. However, the analyst can only view the audiences and use them into different properties and connect them with Data Studio and third-party linkers. However, if you only give them someone viewer access, they will be able to see who has access to the Google Analytics account, what kind of properties they have. However, they won't be able to change anything inside your Google Analytics account. Let's move on to Google Analytics properties because that's where you are going to most likely work and going to give access to other people. Inside Google Analytics property, we again have the same different 5 options. We have admin access, editor access, marketer access, analyst, and viewer access. However, there are 2 additional access that you can give to the user which are related to cost metrics and revenue metrics. If you want someone to have access to your Google Analytics property but do not want to see how much you are spending on the business or how much you are generating, you can limit the data restriction and not show them these things. Great, now you understand what are the different permissions level. Let me show you how you can actually add a user on your Google Analytics account. On your Google Analytics account, you can click on this bottom right button which says admin. Once you click on it, it will take you to this page. This page can have multiple settings related to your Google Analytics account and property. Under the account settings, you will see an option for account access management. If you want a user to have access to your whole Google Analytics account, you're going to add them here. However, if you only want them to have access to one particular property, which is this one right now, you can just go to property settings and click on property access management. If you want to give access to one account, just give them access to your whole account access management. Or if you want them to have access to only one property, then give them access to property access management. Let's say we want to add the user on the whole account level. So let's click on account access management. This will take you to another page where on the top right corner, you can click on this plus button and this will give you option to add users in this account. Click on plus and hit add user. Now we are going to add an email address of the user that we want to add. Let's add a user. Perfect. Now you have different levels of access. The default one is viewer. However, you can select it to admin. So this person can add all the other users in this account. Once you click on add, an email would be sent out to the user, and once they accept that email, they would have access to all the accounts and properties in this account. Great, now we have successfully added a user in your Google Analytics account. Now let's see how you can add a user to your Google Analytics properties. To add a user in your Google Analytics property, just go to the admin section on the bottom left corner and then click on Property Access Management. The process is pretty much the same. All you have to do is click on the blue plus icon on the top right corner. Once you have this, click on Add Users and then enter the email of the person you want to add into this property. Let's add another user. And let's say we want them to only have editor access. Let's add them as editor and hit add. Great, now we have successfully added the user in our Google Analytics property. Let's say you have finished working with someone and now you want to remove your Google Analytics access from them. So the easier option is, instead of going to the property level, you can just go to the account level and find out the email that you don't want to have access to. Once you find the email that you want to remove, let's say we want to remove this email, all you can do is click on the email address and you will see a button which says remove. However, if you want to remove the user from one of the properties, you can scroll down and see what kind of permissions they have on different properties. You will see a list of all the properties that you have under this account, and you can add them to any property or remove them from any property. However, this I don't really recommend. I would recommend you to remove the users from your Google Analytics account and then add them into your property separately. Or you can update the access of the user on your Google Analytics account to none, and then add them to any of the properties and give them access. This is the safest way to do that. Once you click on remove, again the user has been removed successfully from this account. And now we can add them as an editor into one of the properties. Great. So this is how you can remove users from your Google Analytics property. Let's say you want to remove yourself from this Google Analytics account. All you have to do is go to your account and click on remove. It will ask you to make someone else admin. However, if you don't have any other user in your Google Analytics account, you won't be able to remove yourself. You need to have someone else in your account and then give them access to that. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you're interested in seeing how you can manage access in Google Tag Manager container, click on this video.